Testing, testing, shalom, shalom. Testing, testing, shalom, shalom. All right, I'm good on my end. Shalom, shalom. I'm gonna start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachakwadash. That's the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, by the true Hebrew names in which you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes must call on to be saved. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Aki, in pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. And when people lose it, Akim, they lose it. When people lose it, they lose it. Lord willing, this message be edifying. And when people lose it, they lose it. When material things are no longer accessible, the inhabitants thereof who are set on those things, they completely lose it. All right. But the hopeful elect, we're set upon things from on high. Matter of fact, I'll just start off with this one. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. And like it says in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, this corruptible must put on incorruptible. This mortal must put on immortality. So the hopeful elect, the righteous, we're not set on the things that we can actually see. We're focusing on the unseen, like the scriptures say, on earth as it is in heaven, on earth as it is in heaven, not the other way around. So the inhabitants thereof, specifically here in America, Babylon the Great, they're focused on the physical, material things, carnal things, their bank accounts, their careers, their social status, their education, which the true education comes from the scriptures, okay, or their quote-unquote religion. But the word religion means to worship. And what do we worship? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son. So the Lord in 2025 is bringing all those things to naught. Whatever you thought life would be, whatever you thought your career path would be. And the Lord is focusing everything on prophecy. So we set our things and our ultimate hope on high and not here on earth, where thieves can break through and steal, and when moth and rust doth corrupt. Verse 20, and this is red letters, Yahweh Shai speaking, it says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. So we're laying up our treasures in heaven. Prophecy comes from the heavens. It's been given to us through this book, the Holy Bible, Isaiah 34:6. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. This is Isaiah 34:16, Salakia. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. So who was the book, or who has the book of the Lord being given on to discern the holy prophecy? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai tells you in Revelation, the 5th chapter, that no man in the earth or in the heavens was worthy to loose the seals thereof except that lamb that had been slain, which is Yahweh Shai. And through Yahweh Shai, we have access through these scriptures, through these treasures that come with these prophecies, through these oracles. That's why the scriptures say this. This is 1 Timothy. Let's see what I'm going to start at. 1 Timothy 4:14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy. The word prophecy, pro before, facade, means to say before. So the Lord has put physical representations of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on the planet Earth to say things before they actually happen. The prophets of old, Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesied against many kingdoms, countries of war, evil, and pestilence. And it's no difference here in 2025. War, great evils, pestilences, famines, earthquakes in diverse places, all those things are set as scourges for amendment on this place, man. And when people lose it, they lose it. So in 2025, like it says back in Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. All right. So your treasure is likened onto something that you esteem highly. All right, your mind, the Hebrew word for heart is lab, which goes into your mind. Okay, so whatever you esteem highly is going to be on your mind. You're going to work towards it. But the elect, we're working towards the kingdom of heaven. All right, so our mind is set on this prophecy, which is going to take us to the second coming of whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose true Hebrew name is Yahushua, is going to take us to deliverance, the kingdom, being beamed up in those chariots, and ultimately ruling over the heathen nations. But it has to come via prophecy. It has to come through a great time of tribulation. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, alas, for that day is great. What is that talking about? That's talking about Jacob's trouble. That day is great in all caps, okay? Filled with evils, destructions, judgments, but also the other side of it is great deliverance, because where you have great destruction, great judgment, you have great deliverance. Where you have war, then you have peace. Genesis the 49th chapter goes into it where it says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah until Shiloh come. The word Shiloh is when you go into it in the blue letter, it goes into epithet of the Messiah. So that's talking about Yahushua. All right, Malak Tazadak, the Prince of Peace, Melchizedek, and the hopeful elect, Lord willing I be at that number. We're after that order. All right, we're after that same decree, fighting and laboring to the end amidst these hellish times. Jeremiah 30 and 7 again. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So the Lord put that this is a great time that none is like it. And if we go through the times of history, all right, taken down of the temple by the Babylonians, rebuilding of the temple being taken down again by the Romans, all right, 70 AD, around 66, 70 AD, all right. Then you have the Renaissance period, these Edomites coming back into power for that little season, all right. That 3.5 days, 1619 to around 1969, to where then the spirit of that breath of life came back into us from the apostles, Eldaba Bibbins, King Masha, High Priest Ariah, all right. And now look where we are here in 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction and judgment upon Esau Edom. So we're coming into a time like never before, a time greater than the flood, all those times mentioned, sack of the temple, the transatlantic slave trade, all right, all those hellish times to where Israelites were persecuted. This is the time that is going to exceed those times, right? So it says, verse 7 again, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So the Lord put it there. That exception is the hopeful elect. It says he shall be saved out of it. So our laboring that we're doing, it's not going to go in vain, because when people lose it, they lose it. But when the elect, all right, when we put our mind toward this ministry, we're going to gain everything back that we could possibly lose. All right. Matter of fact, just to back that up, this is Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And regeneration and reincarnation go hand in hand. All right. We're brought back through the reincarnation. Reincarnation goes into basically a new embodiment. All right. And we're brought back through the regeneration, back to this ministry, calling upon the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, back in our right mind. All right. With the name of the Lord, knowing our nationality, knowing our enemy. All right. And prophesying unto the end. So it says, Matthew 19 and 29, and everyone that had forsaken houses, our brethren, our sisters, our father, our mother, our wife, our children, our lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So you read this precept to these so-called Christians, average people in the society, and I'm like, whoa, you said I have to forsake my house, brethren, sisters, father, mother, wife, children, land for something that I haven't seen yet? Yes, that's faith. Hebrews 11:1, man. The ability to believe and be convinced, fully persuaded without having seen of yet. That characteristic, all our forefathers had that. Moses, Abraham, Lot, the list goes on. All right. Delayed gratification. Lord willing, I could do a lesson on that as well, man. Delayed gratification in this truth. All right. So it says, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So Jacob holding that hill of Esau was symbolizing that Esau will be the end of this world, and Jacob will be the beginning of it that follows. So you had a hopeful elect, you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes who are in this society without an identity, all right, without a name to call upon, without hope. But all those things are restored unto us through these scriptures, through this ministry, through this word, through the reality that we now live in 2025, man. The hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction and judgment of Esau Edom. The Lord is setting everything back right. All right. He's rooting the evil out of the earth, the evils and the wickedness through prophecy. And he's going to restore the judges. Matter of fact, I'll just get that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city, which is New Jerusalem, which is a spiritual temple. All right, the third temple, which is spiritual. Ezekiel 11:16, one of my favorite scriptures, goes into the elect being scattered across the four corners of the earth. But wherever we are scattered in the earth, the Lord said he's going to gather us by the word, and we're likened unto a little sanctuary wherever we are, man. All right. So we're going to have that stability in these times. All right. When the world loses it, they're going to lose it, man. But when we fight for righteousness, we're going to gain, all right, the kingdom. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And what times are we in? We're in hellish, destructive times, man. You had a mass shooting in New Orleans, Louisiana. 14 people got killed, over 30 got injured. You had a shooting in, I believe it was a nightclub in Queens. All right. Last night you had a disturbance at the local mall here where I am, where an alleged shooter was missed, even though they came back and said it wasn't a shooter. So it's a lot of confusion going on, but it could be expected because the word Babylon goes into confusion. All right. And then also on top of that, you had the Washington monument was hit by lightning, which is an omen, basically a prediction for what's to come, man. This place being taken down. And I believe the lightning strike kind of resembled the Hebrew character Tha, or the Wa, which goes into signal, cross, mark, N. All right. So we're at the end of the age, man. We're at the end of this current society, but it's the beginning for the hopeful elect. Why we have this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, these riches that's going to take us further than this corruptible body. This wisdom, knowledge, understanding takes us further than what this corruptible body can take us, because these prophecies, this great book, entails of things that are going to happen after America, which is the kingdom, the elect being beamed up. It tells you in Revelation, the 15th chapter, and they beheld, all right, in a sea of glass, those that got the victory in it over the image and the beast. Just imagine that, man. This society who's had its iron grips on you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, the Lord is taking his place down through prophecy, not by the will of man, all right, but by the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This society is going down, all right, and being dragged down the hill respectfully. So Lord willing, this message was edifying. I'm going to give infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakak Wadash, When people lose it, they lose it. All right. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders, great millstone, peace and blessings. Till next time, Kwame Ashala, Shalom.